This episode of Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Crisis, crisis, crisis. Although I think they cut back on the crisis mentions this week, so... Should we... Alright, we'll get to all that. Welcome back to Legends of the Arrowverse. I am Phil. Joining me as always, that sassy little girl.
Hey y'all, it's Will Hellfire.
Oh, okay, you can be here. You can be the sassy girl tonight. And our special guest.
I got a little sad. I thought I was the sassy one.
The host of the Krypton Report, along with Mr. James Cole. I love saying that. Mr. James Cole.
It is me.
I was going to say, it's not Mr. James Cole, it's the other one. All you white guys looking like me.
We do. That was proven. I worked yesterday.
But as Lilith was just mentioning offline just a minute ago, we had no Black Lightning this week.
I know. And I was just saying, like, that's kind of nice just because I'm a busy guy and it gets really kind of difficult.
Yeah, I think I've said that last week. I missed the days when there was just one show a night.
Yeah, you know, if they would pace it at one show, I mean, technically I got 6 DC shows a week. I'm not complaining. Just get behind.
Yeah. That and Titans, yeah. Well, hey, they canceled that. They canceled that Krypton for you. What more do you want?
Hey, that freed up my summer.
But to be fair, at least the CW show, they don't actually count on the live ratings. What you guys should be doing if you are fans is to watch it on the app, watch the actual commercials on the app, and also buy the DVDs and Blu-rays when they drop. That's really all they really, and the merch. That's really all they care about. So
the live watch doesn't count as much, or is it about the same? Or
it really doesn't. And for CW advertising, the way that I've understood it, I don't know how it's gonna. It might change because of the whole Netflix deal with everything going to HBO Max and all that other stuff. So that might change. They might have to up their game with the live watching. But right now, as it stands, like, you know.
But so
I mean, I watch most everything on the app just because it usually starts airing by the time I'm getting off work and get home, and then sometimes you just miss stuff.
But is this true when I'm seeing that Batwoman is hemorrhaging ratings? Viewers?
Yeah, I've been telling you guys that forever.
I know,
like,
but I mean...
second episode. And Supergirl's just absolutely tanking, so...
well, again,
I feel like
Supergirl got the worst.
Sunday was a terrible day to expand your programming. You should have done Saturday where people are actually staying in the house more and not going out as much, especially in the fall when, you know, Marvel's not putting out their tentpole movies. Yeah, it just makes no sense.
And Supergirl's the worst. Sundays at 9. There's so much on at that time.
Yes.
And it's not even counter-programming at that point.
Yeah, I know. Well, I guess they're going for that female audience because, you know, the guys are
Lifetime, I feel like Lifetime has a bunch of stuff on at that time, too. So that's what I mean. It's not even counter-programming at that point.
Well, at this point, I mean, the Christmas movies have probably been on for, what?
Well, that's Hallmark,
a month already? Well, same thing. Yes. All that, too.
Yes, it's all in the same parent company, but technically different channels.
Oh, yeah, Lifetime is, the murder.
It's the Murder Your Wife channel.
Yeah. Hallmark.
It used to be. Lifetime. It used to be television for battered women. Is what I felt like, because every time it'd be like television for women. It'd be like, mother survives being left divorced by her husband, raising her 3 kids on her own. How does she do it? Tune in to She Will Triumph on Lifetime.
Lifetime should be more like, I don't know, Death Time.
Oh, Phil, never change with your dad. Uncle jokes, actually. They're not even dad jokes. You've been demoted to uncle.
I mean, I am an uncle, but I am a dad, so they're twice as strong. That's right. All right.
But can we talk about Batwoman?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Let's get
interesting, very Arrow-esque thing. This was like Batwoman's equivalent to Odyssey. Season 1.
I saw a lot of repeating themes this week of different Arrowverse. But yeah, let's get to Batwoman. Season 1, Episode 5, Mine is A Long and Sad Tale, and a long and sad title, too.
Yeah, that was the first thing that came to mind. I'm like, really? Yep.
Yeah.
Can I just say something real quick? Can we just take a quick step back?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dang it.
No, go ahead.
So what was up with the really bad version of Tommy Elliott? Like that's been bothering me for a while, and like I just been wanting to say something to you guys, and I just haven't had a chance.
Who the ex-girlfriend's husband, or who?
Well, just the whole like he wasn't a doctor, he wasn't like he was like just like a criminal. He was nothing like Tommy Elliott. They just
like that woman's backstory. It's like, we got to tweak it for some reason. Legal contacted us, and we had to change it. That's what it felt like.
I know. I was going to say, is he going to come back with the bandages eventually, or is he just going to be like? That's what I said. She should have been able to take him out with like a punch or two.
Yes,
just a spoiled little rich guy.
I feel like this whole like season so far, and I say season arc, meaning until Crisis, was like one idea that could have been like a 3-episode movie that they're trying to stretch out for like 8 episodes until Crisis, and then the real show will kick in after Crisis.
Maybe, although I guess they caught up to last year's crossover, because is that what Luke meant, but by the Artemis breakout?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
see, I don't know.
Such a weird choice to like. Not just pick up from the point where we met her, because we were getting this long backstory anyway.
I guess they kind of wanted to do an origin, but that's what I said with Crisis coming. It was just a weird time that they should have did again. They could have did the era, introduced
like
the origin through
Odyssey
flashbacks.
Was literally episode 14, so we could have waited for that. I liked it. It was kind of like a weird choice for a 5th episode with like no Batwoman, and it's basically. Just Daddy Kane racing around trying to save, his daughter.
That's
so just like, okay.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it was weird. No bat suit at all. And it's like, are they eventually going to give her a gun? Because again, she does use guns, and if you want to differentiate her from Batman, I mean, wouldn't you do that? She is military, ex-military.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about that, though. It's like, okay, it's fine.
But,
I'll find it that you use guns, but that should be your last resort.
No, but I mean...
So if you're doing one...
Like Diggle.
Like on your bat utility belt, I don't know.
Like Diggle.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even fire,
they're getting rid of Arrow, so she might as well take the point of both Oliver and Diggle. So
I mean, she can fire rubber bullets or something, too. I mean, you can have non-lethal rounds or something.
But that just doesn't feel like cake to me. Like I said, if it's your last resort, it better damn be lethal. If you're going to hit the king, you better kill the king.
Yeah, true. But again, CW.
They didn't have a problem with Oliver snapping necks in the first episode. And honestly, I missed that. I missed that about them.
No one can know my secret.
It was the precious time that we didn't know we should have enjoyed and held on to.
That seemed to be what Kate's stepmom is doing. No one can know my secret.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they're making Batwoman. Basically, they're making her the replacement for Arrow.
Yeah,
and I feel like it's too heavy. Yeah.
Well, she's going to replace Arrow, and then Superman's going to replace Supergirl. So it's like,
I love how everybody's like, no alarms. We plan on keeping the Flash for 8 seasons. No mention of Supergirl. I'm just saying, so disrespectful.
Oh, but okay, I'm glad you're both here, because I was thinking about this the other day. So now that we know a Superman show is coming, I mean, supposedly we're getting a full season, but is it possible they could go full Crisis and kill Supergirl off in Crisis?
No,
man. But the thing is, do they kill what Supergirl off?
Oh,
because it is multiverse. You know what I'm saying?
True.
They can have their cake and eat it too.
They're gonna kill off Melissa Benoist's Power Girl.
No, we keep Power Girl and kill off regular Supergirl. Fight me.
Oh, I thought you didn't like Power Girl.
Kill Power Girl, okay?
Hey,
never.
All I'm saying is that would be kind of cool, because I really want Crisis to come in and be like the thing that shakes up this whole TV universe, and is a soft reboot. You know, because now we could throw in characters that maybe had been dead, killed off, written off, or whatever, like on the Flash. All of a sudden they're back with some tweaks, kind of like how they made the Pied Piper good, and then they never brought him back for another episode.
Saw him again.
You know, like, I guess because everything's running its course. You think about it. Supergirl's in season 5, Flash is in 6, Arrow is closing out 8, Legends is in what, 5?
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be 5. Yeah,
and Black Lightning's in 3. So I mean, everything's kind of at that
status quo. Something's got to give point.
Yeah, so doing something where, and like I had suggested before about Crisis, if they did something where it folded the multiverse into one Earth, but it was an amalgam Earth. So like, say you had Cisco from Earth 3 is the Cisco that we have, but we still have Barry from Earth 1 and Iris from Earth 5.
That's
what
what
I'm saying.
That's what I was thinking
Like,
about. I was wondering are they going to bring somebody back who's died?
Original Wells.
Yeah, the Wells that we never met,
That
but
would
only
be
a
so
flashback.
dope.
That would be awesome because I don't think this Nash Wells is going to last.
He is boring as the
Or
day is
you could have-
long.
you could have a
daylight savings time, people.
Well, I think did they just write like a half-assed Wells because Kavanaugh's going to
really
be
Pariah.
Well, yeah. Well, I was going to say he's playing Pariah too. So do we just need like half a Wells just to get us the Pariah? Because is he going to get killed off? Maybe.
Yeah. He's Pariah, so they don't really care. That's going to be the shocking twist. And everybody's going, oh.
Or Earth 2, Wells is going to be Pariah.
I
He's
really
dead.
was hoping. But
Harry's
he
dead.
did.
That you know of.
Him and Jesse, they did. You got to let it go, homie. Just like spoilers, Gypsy.
Yeah, but Pariah's
So
always. Oh, we'll
pissed.
get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. Batwoman, it was a bold choice to make this their 5th episode, but I did enjoy the backstory of it all. Like, I like backstory. I like a good exposition dump every now and then.
Yeah, the Alice stuff was interesting, but it was weird. It was like no battle.
And the parallel of the present day and the flashbacks. I thought that was a pretty neat thing to do.
And her stepsister was her stepsister like way too whiny. Why is she?
She's a woman on the
Why is she
spectrum,
with
of
her?
course.
Why is she with her murderous sister? Why won't she spend time with me? It's like she just found out her sister's alive. Who your mother convinced everyone was dead.
Phil, it'll be okay,
Give it a
buddy.
day. Give it a day.
Oh my lord! And not only did that stepmother convince everyone she was dead, didn't they say she's the one who tried to blow the bridge and kill Alice while she was in police custody? I'd be like, not only did you convince me my daughter's dead, but you tried to kill her.
I mean,
But some dudes love crazy.
Any of your ex-boyfriends? Anyway,
Not even gonna argue.
fight me there.
you guys.
The film little banter. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yes, I just sit back and listen. Like, if I could, I'd go pop popcorn.
No, I thought it was a solid. I think it's definitely the second best Arrow show of the week. Fight me. I don't even care.
Oh, that wasn't bad. I mean, it's probably second or third best.
Well, Supergirl was weird.
It was okay.
Okay, so if it was like if Supergirl leaned into the intentionally weird thing of it, if I could actually believe that and it wasn't just this weird, inconsistent tonal choice, then it would probably be higher than Batwoman for me. But
Besides Black Lightning, I think Supergirl's the one that's spinning its wheels the most, getting the crisis.
I think Supergirl needs to clean house.
Well, they are. James
Yes.
is gone. Jimmy gone.
Okay.
Jimmy gone.
chopping block everything.
But I'm just saying, honestly, right now we need to get rid of Brainy, Dreamer, and I would even say get rid of the DEO.
I was gonna say if not Brainy and Dreamer, that's what I was gonna say. DEO needs to go.
I feel like it's run its course. Okay, we need to mix it up a little bit. Who James and I talked about how every season it never carries over a love interest. The only time it's kind of because Mon-El came back. He had left, but he came back.
Oh,
and
but
all
we
these,
got a
all
love
these.
interest now, but
Lilith had.
Hold on.
There's a theory.
Hold on. I know Doomsday's there, but hold on.
No.
Okay.
No.
But you know what I'm saying? The Dreamer Brainy story is over. They're just characters now that they're there that really are not serving much of a purpose that we could phase out and be done with. We got rid of Jimmy. It's kind of he ran his race.
different forces. Let's just be honest.
I mean, basically, with this episode, Dreamer was basically tech support because Brainy was busy. So it's okay.
Right. So they're really, I don't know. They're really just not. They're not needed. Like it's just kind of like, I've said this before. In Arrow, like as much as I love Paul Blackthorne, his character ran its course, and they were just trying to find stuff for him to do, and it brought down the show and his character.
Bite me, nerd.
I just, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody here. I'm just saying, like,
the same thing with Willa. It was a lot of definitely like, oh well, they have this contract till season 6 or 7.
Right.
They don't want to go, so it's not like they were Katie Cassidy. They just had to get rid of her.
It just gets to the point where, you've kind of the character's there, but you're not doing anything, and it's making me not like the character anymore.
I didn't get why Dreamer had to carry over to this season. I feel like her and Brady could have literally driven off into the sunset last season.
Right.
That would have been a great ending for both of them.
Or into the future.
Yeah. Just send us to the future with everybody else.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. You could have just done that because, and written Brainy out. Like, for lack of a better term, let's put Supergirl in a cage where she is up against everything by herself. She's lost her support team. She doesn't have, say, Alex. She doesn't have, the DEO support or even John.
Well, that's what I've said before. If they merge Earths, or like Earth 38 should get left behind, and like maybe only Kara gets folded in the Earth one or something.
Something crazy, because I feel that's part of what's bringing, like, I said to James, we were talking, I was like, man, like, this is Supergirl's show, but I feel like a couple episodes she's just playing backseat fiddle.
It hasn't been her show for a while. Let's just be honest.
But again,
I don't like to put it as an ensemble cast.
But again, a lot of, like, the last couple years, like in the early parts of the season, like you definitely saw it in Flash this week. It's like I think sometimes they give them break. They give the supporting cast some stories so the main people can go off and film crisis scenes.
It's supernatural.
Yeah, no, totally. That's,
an occasional guest star. Damn it.
I mean, that's what they did. That's what they did for Flash this week, but the episode worked for me.
Well, it was a little busy, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was not perfect, but I understood. Like my friend said, like, this episode sucks. There's no Flash. I'm like, yeah, because Grant's out working on Crisis.
But I knew exactly what they were doing. The minute they zoomed off, I was like, oh, they're going to film crisis scenes.
That is gone.
Because we're all trained for that, so we knew what was going to happen. But yeah, I mean, Supergirl show, I just feel like they need to get rid of some of the characters. Like, I honestly would just prefer, like, DEO's gone, Supergirl's working closer with Lena, and you build more of that tension between those two characters, where Supergirl is completely oblivious to where Lena's really headed.
Yes.
That's Lilith's theory.
But no, like, I think it would be fun for them to kind of parallel the relationship that Superman and Lex had, where it's like, he's not a kid. It was like when he, you know what I mean? Like, I think that would be fun to do something twisted with,
well, do you think,
an inverted thing.
Do you think this is like the weird CW version of, like, the Clark and Lex thing, especially, like, from Smallville? It's like, they were, supposedly they were friends, but then, she's like, oh, you're keeping secrets from me, and, the whole...
Well, I think this show has always suffered because Superman exists. And I don't say that to diminish Supergirl. I just say it because a lot of times in the first season, you're always asking yourself, well, where's Superman?
Well, I think that's why Batwoman...
There's a text message.
I think that's why Batwoman definitely... They're like, oh, Batman's missing. No one knows where he's at.
Which is a great setup.
Yeah.
Which is a really great setup for that story, because you're like, oh, okay, where did he go?
Yeah, they didn't like...
They were too scared to pull the whole bullet, to bite the whole bullet about the Supergirl thing, and we're still suffering from it 5 seasons later. Just end the story. But I still like some of the elements. I love a lot of the actors. I don't know what they could do to really like. I mean, they're shedding viewers, and it's just such a shame.
Well, again, it's that portable time slot, and I think it's always suffered a little bit, but it's especially now with the age on it, just like from that first season being on CBS, and it is like it literally like its own island on its own Earth. Everyone else is like, well, except for Black Lightning's like on the same Earth, and it's harder.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder. I mean, they could do portals and stuff, but it's like, again, it's harder to do like guest stars and everything, and.
Yeah,
you know what though? I don't think that Black Lightning could ever, unless they move their production to Vancouver. Because if I'm not mistaken, they still shoot in Atlanta, right?
Yeah,
which is CW South. So I don't think they'll ever actually, unless they're gonna. That's when you know they're gonna fall into the Arrowverse, when they have to go, like much like Supergirl, when you have to move to Vancouver.
But again, their ratings aren't doing much either. So I mean, they're gonna have. I mean, he's gonna be in crisis. They're gonna have to do something.
Might be a fall season, so they're giving it a grand send-off. That's the feeling that I get.
So basically, this time next year, are we gonna have Batwoman and Flash, and like everything else is gonna be different?
I have a feeling.
So you like Superman's gonna take the Supergirl
I
slot.
don't think Legends is gonna make it out of season 5. I know that
Brandon.
I think they have the numbers now that Magic 88 for syndication,
and Brandon's leaving, so.
I mean, to be fair, it was always Katie's show. Like, let's just be honest.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, she's going to be...
And I think that was part of its weakness. I think that show should have been more of an ensemble show. Because to me, Legends was a show that had a great opportunity that it never took advantage of.
They instead of putting her on there, they should have did either a Canaries show or like made her the Black Canary and give her her own show.
I just think that Legends could have been the show that every time I tuned in, there could have been something like, oh, this week's, we're meeting Booster Gold. This week we're meeting this, like, new thing. Like one-off characters, new characters.
And we got some of that in like season 2 and 3.
Yeah,
but they wasted the goodwill on that Vandal Savage crap. Like I said, it's such good premises for the shows, and a lot of times they just, I don't know, they lose that momentum.
I think they suffer from trying to like find an excuse to do time travel every season. The first season or two
shouldn't have been.
Yeah, the first season and maybe the second, maybe time travel. But again, you brought in Constantine. Let's just do magic. Forget about time travel. Yeah,
they should have just been like
multiverse.
Yeah, you have the multiverse. I mean, you can jump Earths. I don't care. That's what I said. Use the Wave Rider, just jump Earths.
It's just like
exactly. You had so many opportunities. You had so many opportunities.
And then they gave us stuff like Mona.
Yeah, exactly.
Gary was fine in small doses. We did not need female Gary and then female Gary to take over the show.
But again, at least like Gary was part of like the time, the time bureau. Mona was just like the woman bringing the sandwiches, and all of a sudden she's part of the team. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I didn't need the time bureau. I mean, Ava was cool at the time, but then
the time bureau was kind of weird. It's like all of a sudden there's just like this time travel agency in DC. I'm like, really? I'm
just glad they got rid of what do you call it? Why am I forgetting his name? See, Hunter,
Rip Hunter.
I'm glad they got rid of him.
I'm forever mad that Wave Rider is a ship and not a person. That's all I can say.
Exactly. And it's like there's a Gideon there, but it's not the same Gideon Barry builds.
Barry didn't build Gideon at this point. Let's just be honest, because he's a damn idiot.
Well, the whole timeline's changed. That might have been from the old timeline.
But it was the Barry. It was the Barry that built Gideon.
The Barry.
A Barry.
Bari.
Let's just be honest. He stole it from Wally. Let's just all be honest at this point.
Should we get the Flash then?
Yes. 3 freaking stories, really? Because Daddy's gone, so we know you guys aren't going to really be paying attention. So it's everybody's chance to shine.
Season 6, Episode 5, Kiss, Kiss, Breach, Breach.
Oh, they tried it,
Phrasing.
I guess. That was a terrible movie, so why would you even parody that?
Kiss, Kiss, Bang, Bang wasn't that horrible.
Isn't that Kilmer, the one I'm thinking of has Val Kilmer in it. So
Val Kilmer, Robert Downey Jr. Directed by Shane Black. Basically, what got Shane Black because Robert Downey Jr. After he did that, shortly he did Iron Man, and that's how Shane Black got Iron Man 3.
Oh, gee, thanks, Robert.
Too many remote control suits. Is all I'll say.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It's like, okay, Barry's gonna die, so I'm gonna spend some time with my wife. Have fun leading the team, Cisco. This is a trial run, no pressure.
I get
There's a serial killer on the loose, no pressure.
I get Barry and Iris going off alone because maybe they do want to spend as much time together as they can if he's gonna die.
But they went to Tahiti. I'm just saying. I was just like, is that a shout out?
What was
is
it?
That a callback?
Oh, it's a magical place. Oh. Mention that to Charlie tomorrow. Get all kinds of theories. But they're filming crisis scenes. I get it, but again, I guess you could focus on Cisco because spoilers. Gypsy got killed.
Like why? Why would you do this to me?
I'm assuming.
She was just minding her damn business.
I'm assuming one
day. Give a woman away from a refrigerator, and then all of a sudden.
To make it really sad and give Cisco some emotional weight.
Pain is not. I'm tired. Man pain has to go in 2020. Women suffering from man pain. It's dead. It's done. We're not doing this anymore.
I was just wondering if maybe the actress.
And then they bring her back.
I was going to say, I wonder if the actress is just like, yeah, I'm not coming back. So like, okay, we can kill her.
Who wouldn't want to come back on the Flash? Like, let's be honest.
I know. Or maybe
they just wanted some man pain.
Or them cementing that, this new girlfriend is it. This is the one.
No, I don't think she. Yeah, I don't.
Women are replaceable in the Arrowverse. I get it. How many canaries have we had? I get it.
A lot.
Not Felicity, you're replaceable. I get it.
Felicity should have been replaced a long time ago.
How dare you both? Anyway, so yeah.
You don't believe that.
Hey, at least at least we got Danny.
Think about this. Felicity hit her mark of we can't take it anymore when season 3, when she showed up and caught Oliver wearing the Atom suit. That's when I was like, done.
Yes.
And here we are in season 8.
What, you didn't like her inventing Brother Eye?
That was the straw that broke the camel's back for a lot of people. I was done way before that.
What about Brother Eye?
No, that was okay. Emo wannabe death Felicity was fine. It was fine. We've all been there in college. We've all been there, done that. We've all played that phase.
Oh, really? You had an emo phase? Lilith Hellfire? Still in it. Still in it. But yeah. And,
forever.
But hey, at least we got Danny Trejo.
I know, which is why I was trying to think of couldn't they just say machete or put machete or something in the title instead of Kiss Kiss Bang Breach Breach? Just saying. Uncle Machete or something yes, kids, Spy Kids, and the other movies are all in the same universe. People.
Yep. So I would say a comment.
Rodriguez confirmed that a long time ago.
I would say something, but this is a family show, so I will have to hold my comments for later.
But Breach Psychosis.
It makes sense though. It should be a consequence for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. Like he said, if he said you're suppressing your powers. Well, I kind of took Breach Psychosis as you're suppressing your powers. So you're having problems and your mind is seeing the different versions of yourself or the multiverses, the different Earths. And you're just, because you're not actually using your powers. I was rolling with it,
I actually was surprised. I thought they were going to use this episode to give him his powers back because remember the Flash of the Future that Barry got? Cisco was in costume.
Yeah, and we all know by the time Crisis rolls around, he's going to have his powers back, obviously.
Yeah.
Can we still do we still want to punch Cisco in the face for getting rid of his powers? I do.
Well, I think that was.
He was going through a phase. I mean, did we get mad at the X-Men who wanted to get rid of their powers? No.
And wasn't it Carlos wasn't sure if he was coming back or not?
Yeah, I mean,
he was grappling for more money, which is cool, do you, bro? But your fandom, your fan base, kind of walked away from it.
So that was their way of if he did leave, that was their out. Yeah.
See, my thing is just as if I was Barry, I'd be like, we're a team. We do this together, and I'm risking my life, and it's kind of selfish. You just decide you want to give up your powers, and I'm putting my life in the line to save people constantly. What if I just decided I want to give up my powers and just stop? Like,
well, we saw what happened in Flashpoint when he did that. So
yeah,
you know, I'm just saying, like, it's just kind of like a selfish move. Like, you have these abilities. Like, what's your responsibility? Like, I'm sorry that
you owe nobody nothing. I totally get where he was. Well, he was kind of a whiny baby about it. like the drama they put behind it was kind of ridiculous, but I get it to a certain extent, especially, you know, you're the B team. You're not, you know, you don't, there's no vibe day. You know, I kind of get it.
So what are you saying?
Maybe because he don't do enough. Maybe if he actually went out there and did some stuff.
When Barry was gone, him and Wally were doing the damn thing. So, they still didn't get a day.
I know. So with great power comes great responsibility?
Yeah.
Wrong podcast, homie. No clones allowed here. I love Ben Riley.
I know.
I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm just saying.
I know, but
Caitlin. Okay, Frost needs to go. Caitlin needs to go. Talk about a character that has run their course. When Ronnie died, she should have bounced.
But it's so weird. I was just like, did they not want to take the time to put on the makeup? Because I think she is. It's either the next one or the episode after. She directed one of the upcoming ones. But I was like, she's been Frost all season, and then when she goes to talk to what's his face, she's Caitlin. I was like, whoa, where the hell did you come from? We haven't seen Caitlin, I don't think, since the premiere.
Yeah, they're like, we ain't got time for the makeup, homie.
Seemed like it. Because she went to see him as Caitlin, and then later on, when she's talking to Ralph, she was Frost.
Can I just say,
it's probably an end of the day shoot. They're just like, man, we can't do it.
I really like Ralph so far this season.
Oh my
God!
I just want him to have his own show. He's taking up too much time.
Like, see, Ralph would have been an interesting character, like on Legends. Like,
yeah,
if they were doing something different, you know, like.
Before Constantine showed up.
Hey,
yeah. Each season had been like a different, like we had the time travel. Then we could have more of like a detective thing.
We could have did like a Justice League Detroit over there.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying. Like,
and 5, for God's sakes.
And there was that rumor. There was that rumor. I guess David Hayward shot it down that that Martian Manhunter was going to be over there. I mean, you could do like you could do a Justice League Detroit over there.
He's like, I'm not a third stringer. I'm not going to Legends. Fight me. I don't even care. Be mad. Facts over feelings.
Well,
that's how we roll in the Hellfire household.
You know, there was so much they could have done with Kid Flash being over there, and then he was gone.
Well, he left. I mean, that was his choice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless his little heart. But he's coming back to Crisis. So
is he?
That's cool. Yeah. Supposedly that's confirmed.
Oh, cool.
Supposedly.
It should be. All hands on deck.
Everyone should be, because you said we're not getting Willa again,
like
right?
When you are you've played a DC character, you kind of know in the back of your mind you have a responsibility to like reprise a role or do something, you know, when the company calls upon you. I think that's probably like almost written in your contract at this point.
Gotta fight the Marvel.
Will call upon you for a cameo. You must do it.
Gotta fight the Disney machine, huh, Lilith?
Unless you're who, Lilith?
Michael Rosenbaum, which I totally get why he said no. I'm always on Michael Rose's side. I'm always. So, but yeah. Other than that, you always answer the call.
Did you say Michael Rose?
Yeah, that was like his nickname back in the day. I think he still has that on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken, or his website or something like that.
Because he's a tall drink of whatever.
I don't know why he calls himself that. Because I guess Rosenbaum, Rose. I don't know. It's the thing the kids were doing. It's fine. But yeah, at Flash, I was just like, it's good. Like, I kind of like when Barry's not around sometimes, because like Barry's idiotic decisions until he needs to be smart just drives me insane.
Yeah, but you could tell it was filler, and he was off filming Crisis. But
you're like, no Flash. Must be a crossover episode coming up.
They could have, got rid of Iris, and that would make me happy. But, you know.
Your mouth.
Yeah, you shut your
mouth.
mouth.
You don't talk bad about Iris on this podcast. She's a little boring. I know. I get it.
I mean, they're trying. They're trying. They're
look,
actually trying to make her a reporter.
How many seasons to get it together with Iris.
I know.
Get it.
But
it's the writer's fault, though.
They're getting it. They're getting her back in the reporting. They're trying.
I'm just saying, like,
blogs are dead. To be honest, can we be honest? Blogs are dead. She should have like a YouTube channel. We're gonna be real.
Yeah, like a whole.
She have like a podcast and a YouTube channel.
Yeah, she should.
I mean, the writers are just old at this point. They don't know what the kids like.
They could pattern her after Lilith Hellfire.
Oh God, no.
Barry walks in. Why are you
not family friendly at all?
I meant podcast wise, not your personal life decision.
Oh, her and Caitlin could have a podcast together.
What?
Her and Caitlin, they could actually have Caitlin do something to her and Caitlin run a podcast.
But what about those scenes with Nash and Joe?
Look, no offense. Look, Tommy C knows I love him. But him as Nash, he is totally phoning this in. Jesse Martin carried all those damn scenes.
Yeah. Heck
I was
yeah.
like, oh yeah, you had an ex-wife. That's right.
That's
right.
I don't know. That just seemed weird to me. It's like you met this guy 5 minutes. I mean, I know inspirational speeches. It's the CW, but I was like, you just met this guy 5 minutes ago, and you're telling him the story about your ex-wife leaving you and stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I buy it.
I think they were just trying to have like an Indiana Jones moment. It's like, faith versus science kind of thing. And I'm like, this isn't Lost. I'm not here. This is not what I come to the Flash for, honey.
And I think they're giving him an excuse too for why he should care. So, at the end of the episode, I know how to say it, Barry Allen.
I just say
it's like, yeah, let the multiverse die.
Get back in the sewer where you belong, sir.
And so the Monitor or either the Anti-Monitor has a headquarters in the sewer?
It's definitely the Monitor.
You think? Because I think we got an appearance of the Anti-Monitor in disguise this week, but we'll get there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what you're
The end of Arrow? Yeah.
Oh my God, Arrow broke the timeline, and I was like, it wasn't Barry for a change. I'm so proud.
Oh yeah, let's get to that. Arrow Season 8, Episode 4, Present Tense.
I'm just like, these titles are I'm glad that Mark Guggenheim at least addressed it, because I was pissed about us not being able to continue our tradition in our last season.
Yeah, I know.
So freaking.
Again, why do you need to do a backdoor pilot? We've been doing flash forwards since last season. It's coming.
I hate the flash forwards.
Because everybody knows it should be Star City 2040, the one we wanted.
Yeah.
It's not the one we're getting. Anyway, this episode, I'm just like, oh, you broke the timeline. Siri would be proud.
Yeah, but it wasn't their fault. I mean, it was probably the Monitor, the Anti-Monitor, or how.
So I guess that was what that mysterious tweet was about. It's like, you'll see, because everybody's asking, wait, how could that be then?
What?
When people were seeing that future Teen Arrow was meeting old Teen Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
can I just say that I honestly don't care about the flash forwards.
You're not the only one, honey. It's like post season 3 flashbacks. No one cares.
I mean,
that's the potty time break.
I mean, they were kind of
What's killing me is this is Arrow's last season.
Yeah.
And I want to see Stephen Amell as Arrow doing stuff. Like, especially, this should be like him and John, hard traveling heroes type thing, hop in the multiverse doing things. But instead, I got to get half my episode cut with flash forwards to a storyline that I could care less about. And then we're getting like let's just take Stephen Amell on a tour to say goodbye to everyone who's ever been on the series.
I mean, they were cute in season 7, but it's like now, yeah, it's just I mean, they were better. They were better than they were now. This season, it's just like, oh yeah, this is Lilith. The episodes are even better than last season, and now it's like when you go to a flash forward, it's like, oh, we're doing this.
Yeah, trust me, you're preaching to the choir. I'm like, I'm not like, as much as I love Katie Cassidy, I am not watching that show. I'm watching the pilot, and that is it.
So I will admit, I watched Pennyworth and I love DC, but this is the first time a DC show's coming up that I'm like, I don't care.
I knew Pennyworth Pennyworth was gonna be like absolutely bananas because it's the same guys that did Gotham. I was just like, I'm gonna like it. I just gotta find time to binge it all. Like I can't. I'm not a week girl anymore. I'm just not.
Okay, so are we taking bets? So is that everyone think Pennyworth's gonna get more seasons than Krypton?
Well, yeah, I think it's
they're about to be tied.
Yeah, I mean, it got a season 2. It's at least gonna tie it. So.
Yeah, I think it's gonna get a season 3. I think this thing's gonna have legs. I think this is a word of mouth show for sure. Because not everybody gets epic, so it's just like, what? So if you like Pennyworth, share it with your friends, is what we're saying. So we can get more of Phil and Tyler.
Right.
Yeah, don't redo my British accent.
Right. Anyway, yeah, but so okay. Here's a question:
has Pennyworth been confirmed?
Well, season 2 has.
No, I mean in the crossover.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
Like David Matthews confirmed.
I know.
Shut up, we got this covered. Just shut up.
Yeah, you even tricked Lilith Hellfire. We got this covered. You tricky.
You were like, check the source. I'm like, yeah.
I was like, is she joking around? I'm like, what the? Like, why is she responding that we got this covered?
Sounds legit.
I know. You just wanted that Deathstroke show in the worst way. That's why.
Oh man, all the live action Deathstrokes have a show. I just watch it with the sound off. Yeah. Like, let's just be real.
Hey now. Yeah, you want Joe Manganiello in there. Anyway. But no, so is it confirmed the Canary show, is it set in the future, or are they just going to be stuck in the present?
The pilot isn't set in the future, but some of the stuff is. I'm like, don't tell me you have effing flash forwards in your damn flash forward show. Why?
But that's
yeah, the pilot's going to be really weird. So.
Oh, was it going to be them getting back to the future? Back to the future.
Yeah, I literally think so.
Oh, because I was going to say I thought maybe like Crisis was going to push them back into the future, maybe, or
like they definitely have to get back to the future, and the Canaries get stuck there or something. From like what I'm hearing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it sounds weird, but I think they're only writing the first draft right now or something.
And again, it's like, how do you get stuck in the future? Can't the Legends come get them? They're not killing off all the Legends, are they?
No, see what happens is they're traveling through time at the exact point. They're in the nexus of time, the exact moment that Crisis ends. So when they actually arrive in the future, it's after Crisis, and they're stuck because everything's changed.
Yes, I think that's how they're going to try to do it.
Oh, I wonder, especially if Legends doesn't get another season, if Crisis is going to do, like, F with the timeline so, like, people can't time travel after Crisis.
Oh my God, except for Barry.
Well.
And then Barry learns his lesson. He's like, I'll never.
No. What if Barry can't time travel?
He's
but
cut
then
off from the Speed Force?
No, he still has the Speed Force, but he can't time travel. And what if it like locks Eobard in the present too? Oh, how angry is Eobard gonna be? No more. Hey,
with Barry, they'll run off together. Hey. That's all.
And then they'll be like, "Hey, no more time remnants. If Eobard gets killed now, he's dead."
Until we don't need him to be. But no, like I find it very fascinating that it was Arrow that did that. I was just like, okay, this is interesting. This is fun.
But again, it's like the Arrowverse keeps like repeating themes because it's like, first Barry went to prison, then Oliver went to prison, now Jefferson was in prison, kind of. Last season, Flash had his daughter from the future come back. Now it's Oliver's daughter from the future coming back.
Let's not forget, a child coming out to their parent, and at least William was very straightforward. Having your parents surveil you from a damn van if you hit on a girl.
Dad, I'm gay. I know. Yeah, we know.
Okay, cool. Whatever. Very mature. I love it. It's like not a big deal.
You don't think Felicity has you bugged?
But man, I was hoping he'd just say he was bi, because I was totally last season. I was like him and Zoe. I would totally be here for that. That was his first girlfriend. He's like, but I love you, but not like that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
A little Will and Grace moment, if you will.
Yeah.
R.I.P. revival show.
I mean, it's fine, but it's just, I have no problem with gay characters, but just seems like they're making everyone's kid gay. It's like,
You know what?
Yep.
I am so hurt by the fact that what happens to JJ. Like, I'm just like so hurt.
But again, too.
It's like that cute little boy is gonna. No.
Yeah. Well, after this episode, I mean, they changed stuff with the Deathstrokes and everything, so maybe JJ doesn't go bad now. And again, like they said,
pay some damn attention to the poor kid.
And like they said, now we know what's coming, so they can change stuff. They got 20 years.
You know what would be the best? Is if somehow there's a time remnant outside of time, baby Sarah comes back and she's the one that just wiped it all out.
Yes! I need revenge of baby Sarah so bad. I read a fanfic one time. I was like, yes, I need this exact thing to happen.
Baby Sarah confirmed for Crisis.
Oh my god, if they go to an Earth where it was like they actually did just have the girl, and it's like none of this happened, it's like, see, it is all big.
Well, that's what I told you. Either, like, well, I said, what if Crisis undoes Flashpoint, but what if there's
you can't undo Flashpoint.
Well, yeah, but, what if there's an alternate universe where Flashpoint never... Those books they wrote, those, like, younger reader books, that's set in a timeline where Flashpoint never happened.
Oh, that's true.
So they could do an alternate Earth where Flashpoint never happened.
Kids to run around. They were like, we're not going to lock the kids down.
Because remember, you were all giddy. You were like, oh, no Killer Frost. And yeah, you know.
I mean, but she had the metagene even in the pre...
Supposedly. There was no mention before Flashpoint.
Oh, true, I guess. But anyway, the Arrow was fun, but it's just still like those flash forwards are killing me. I don't care.
Hey, at least we didn't get any of this episode.
I don't like Kat McNamara. I don't.
I don't like.
Sorry.
I don't like the way they're writing her character. They're just writing her very unlikable, and as a lead of a show,
she's just like her mother. Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Yep. Yeah, but you know what? You know what?
With the bow and arrow because they knew they couldn't make Felicity a damn black canary or hold the bow. They were like, but wait, we're not even going to name their daughter Olivia like in the freaking comics. Nope.
But it was just, I mean, they were trying so hard because they were trying to make her Oliver. Because every how many times this episode, take a drink, did someone say, "Oh, she's definitely your daughter, Oliver. Oh, she's definitely your daughter." After like the third or fourth time, I'm like, okay, we get it. We were there for the birth. We know she's his daughter.
It's like I would rather focus on William, but that's just me.
I mean, they might a little bit in that show.
I'd rather focus on. I'd rather have. You know what I'd like to have during Crisis? The real Green Arrow show up.
Just Hartley?
Like a comic accurate, real Green Arrow, where he's got the right suit, the facial hair, and he's with a canary. He's with the right canary.
I was going to say I'll settle for Stephen Amell actually growing the real beard.
See, that's what I said. Arrow should have had the Halloween episode where he actually dressed up as Robin Hood and had the stupid goatee, and we could have just held on to that forever. But no, Flash gets the zombie episode.
Stephen Amell didn't want that. Didn't want that meme floating out there.
Okay, Steve.
Stefan.
All around a pretty decent week for the Arrowverse. I just need Crisis to be here at this point.
Well, we're like a month out now about.
Yeah, I mean, all we're doing is just biding time. Like,
and it feels like
everything that happens is like non-consequential because you're like, Crisis is coming. I mean, anything that you feel like is going to have weight, you're like, well, it could get screwed up at Crisis.
At least Arrow's trucking along mostly towards Crisis because again, they don't have as many episodes and
they did break the momentum of my goodwill though. I was just like, you were doing so good. Now you did this to me.
Yeah,
my fan service, damn it.
But I just love how like we said, like I think Tyler said that they're going back into all the stuff from previous seasons. The minute they Curtis is like, oh yeah, what was it? Was it uranium or plutonium? He's like, yeah, I know a general. He's in. I was like, oh, say it. I know the R word's coming. Russia. It's like, he said it. But again, I was like, wait a minute. So they're going to create antimatter?
Well, antimatter already exists. The particle accelerator threw that in there, as well as the dark matter, too.
And it just seemed weird where Curtis, who knows science, was like, oh, yeah, I'll try to see what this stuff is. I was waiting for him to say, yeah, it's antimatter. Oliver. It's very dangerous. You know.
Well, he doesn't have Felicity around, so he's super stupid, obviously.
Yeah, everybody's super stupid without Felicity. Or they're super better off.
I love how William was all jealous of Curtis. He's like, he's got a husband. He's got a good career.
Wait, does he though?
I don't know. We haven't seen him in a while. I was like William can't find a husband. Isn't he a billionaire?
I was gonna say,
but money can't buy love.
Where the hell is Roy? I want my Roy.
Unless they're saving him for Crisis, because you said Willow's not coming.
To be a series regular, so was freaking Willow. They lied.
I know. So what? You said Willow's not gonna be in Crisis, right?
That's what I heard.
They shouldn't have her.
She's only been in one Crisis? 2?
Yeah, wasn't she in an invasion for like an episode or 2?
The wrong episode. It was like the damn Legends episode or something.
Well, no. Well, remember that was Arrow's 100, so of course she was there for that. And then I think,
but that doesn't count.
I know, but then when they got to the Legends episode, weren't they like, oh yeah, hey, thanks for dropping my sister off? It's like, what?
Gotta get back to the present for no reason. Ugh. But yeah, no, Arrowverse. I'm happy for them. They're a pretty good shared TV universe. Not gonna lie.
Oh, but then that final scene where like supposedly the Monitor asked Laurel to betray Oliver. That's the Anti-Monitor. It has to be.
Plot twist, or it's not.
Well, why is the Monitor sending Oliver on these missions and then you got to betray him?
Keeping them busy. Just keeping them busy. Setting up other things.
Yeah, but
of course the Anti-Monitor.
But we know the Anti-Monitor's coming, so I'm thinking some of these appearances got to be the Anti-Monitor.
Well, it's really Lila the whole time. She was the Anti-Monitor the whole time.
I was waiting for him to say, "Oh, you got to kill Barry Allen," so he doesn't wreck my antimatter cannon.
Who is he? Eobard Thawne? Only Eobard Thawne wants to kill Barry. Nobody cares about Barry outside of that.
Oh, please.
This is true.
After Flashpoint, everyone wants to kill Barry.
They just don't remember.
Oh, but did you see, Lilith, did you see we get a really short week next week? There's no Flash or Arrow next week.
Oh.
So just 3 shows.
The wrong show.
I was going to say, not the 2 best ones.
It's going to start throwing me for a loop when they start doing that, because then I can't keep track of them. That's the problem. I can't keep track as much when they start.
Just text Phil. Is it on tonight?
Yeah. Just Sunday and Monday next week. So yeah,
nice.
Lilith,
that is going to be a nice little week.
Lilith, I was going to say we can actually record Tuesday if you want.
Oh, let's do. Well, we can record Monday at 9:15 for all I care.
No. Black Lightning's on at 9:00. So
I know. All I need is 15 minutes of that show.
Yeah,
I kid. Yes,
I really liked Black Lightning season 1 a lot. Season 2 was okay, and season 3 so far.
I keep debating with myself: is it deep or is it dumb? Should I not think about the black connotations? Do they not want me to? Do they want you white people to? I don't know.
Well, like I said, it was so slow with him just stuck in a prison cell. But it's like that last episode I thought was better, but he was actually doing stuff. But like you always say, Lilith, they're focusing on the daughters too much. And
give me some sweet Cress Williams time. That's all I'm saying.
I got it. Ready? Somehow Black Lightning Crisis gets erased, and Cress Williams appears as John Henry Irons. Boom. He's Steel. Now he's in the Superman show. Let's move forward.
You know what? I'll take it. You know what? And his ex-wife can become a Green Lantern that she's meant to become. There we go. We're done. We ship her off with Diggle to HBO Max. We're done.
Those daughters are like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm cool. They get erased from existence.
Go to Legends, and Legends gets canceled.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Well, that's what I was going to say. Let Black Lightning have his own show. Ship those daughters off to Legends.
Or, that hall in Boy Meets World where all the forgotten characters go. Like,
where Minkus went to school?
Yeah.
Where Minkus was?
Turner. Don't forget Mr. Turner.
On the other side of the high school?
And Julian from 90s Flash as well.
Minkus, where were you? On the other side of the school. Oh.
That was like my favorite thing ever from Boy Meets World. #90s kids.
I love Boy Meets World. I watched the entire series over like 2 months.
You watched the revival series with his daughter?
I watched a little bit, but the problem was with that series was you watched it because you wanted the old characters. You didn't care about the new characters. It wasn't.
I liked Maya, aka Female Sean, though. I will say that.
Like they wanted to be like, oh well, here's the new characters, and the rest of the stuff is kind of, the old stuff's just there to pad it out. And I'm like, no, I just want the old characters. I don't care for new ones. So
you didn't watch Boy Meets World. We're gonna beat you up.
I saw a few.
We're getting him the DVD for Christmas.
We're
getting him the whole collection.
It's on Hulu.
I'm older than.
That's true.
Remember, I'm older than both of you.
Not by much.
My Savage was Fred Savage. I watched the Wonder Years.
Oh God, you are old. Then. If Wonder Years is your Boy Meets World, you are old. Sorry, guys. Well, all right, let's get out of here so I can go to sleep. Girl can go to sleep. I can go to sleep.
She's slurring. She needs to go to sleep. She drank too much. Anyway, send us your thoughts. Again, only 3 shows next week. So send them all to capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all of our social media links, the link to our merchandise, the link to YouTube, everything at Linktree. That's linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. All right, Mr. Tyler Patrick, where can people find the Krypton Report?
Right here in my basement where you can see me. You can find me at Krypton Report all over social media. Just search for Krypton Report on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere, everywhere, and on Linktree. I love Linktree. One place has it all.
Yep.
Check out the podcast. In the notes is the Linktree link. So nice.
Yeah.
Lil Hellfire.
Bold prediction, Batwoman's going to be the best show of the Arrowverse next week. And if you want to give me a bold prediction, you can find me on Twitter at Lil Hellfire or on the gram for my Capes, Lunatics, and Sidekicks peeps at Lil Hellfire69. Hello, Megan.
The package.
What?
I said hello, Megan. That's my new drop. Sorry, Philip. Get into it. It's my new drop. Deal with it.
Yeah, speaking of hello, Megan, there's perfect example right there. A character that come on to Supergirl, their first season, and then disappeared. Exactly where Dreamer needs to be.
And we never saw her again.
Oh. Ouch. Alright. Enough of this bashing. Poor Dreamer. Anyway. Oh yeah, this is a bold prediction, Lilith. Batwoman's going to be the best show next week.
Hey, pull it out. I want some of those VR glasses out of it. I mean,
what?
those VR glasses.
Oh.
Those are real.
So you can avoid humanity even more.
Yep. Pull out my dreams and talk to the
You get enough car accidents without those things. Come on.
Everybody's fine.
Alright, everyone. Remember, crisis is coming. They remind you every 5 minutes. Until then, don't fail this city, this podcast,
Or this multiverse.
Or Lilith.